Alright ladies, so I've asked you guys to find a 1 rep max snatch before Monday. I am well aware that some of you are new to CrossFit and some of you are new to this movement. And I want you to know that no matter what your 1 rep max snatch is, that is perfectly fine. Whether it's a training bar, whether it's a women's bar, whether it's a PVC pipe, whether it's 200 pounds, I don't care. You're welcome into this program. You're going to do great in the program and it's going to be awesome. So do not panic about finding a 1 rep max snatch. Also, I want you to know that I do not want you doing anything that is unsafe. So when you're finding this 1 rep max snatch, this especially for the people who are new to this movement, who are new to CrossFit in general, your body is still adapting and your body is going to be wondering what the fuck you're doing to it. So be patient with that process and don't do anything. Don't push that with the weight. You know, let's just focus on some of the technique stuff. Let's do as much weight as we can in a safe way. And let's just not do anything that's unsafe. If we don't have the mobility to get down into the bottom of an overhead squat, that's fine. We'll work with that. What we'll do is we'll do a power snatch and then we'll get as deep into that overhead squat as we possibly can. So if we got some shoulder mobility issues too, we'll work with that also. So just don't worry about that. Again, if you're just working with a PVC pipe or you're just working with a training bar and that's where you feel comfortable with, that's perfectly fine. All I need from you guys is I need to know by Monday, or you really need to know by Monday, what your 1 rep max snatch is. Because the program will be based off that 1 rep max snatch, so you're just gonna need to do percentages off of it, or be working with a training bar if you know that's where you're at, or with a women's bar if you know that's where you're at. So that's all I need to know from you guys. As far as just some of the technique that I just kind of want to go over for people who are brand new, what we're looking for, what the snatch is, some of you may have never even done a snatch in your life. What the snatch is the bar starts from the ground and you catch it, and the bar starts from the ground and then it ends up overhead in one fluid motion, and you catch at the bottom of an overhead squat. So a lot of people are more familiar with the clean. The clean goes from the ground to the shoulders and then overhead. In the snatch, we don't stop at the shoulders. It goes overhead in one fluid motion. So in order for that to do that, in order for a person to do that, we have to have a wider grip for it to get from the ground to overhead in one fluid motion. So how we figure out where our grip is our feet are going to be underneath our hips. You're going to go ahead and get a wide grip in, and then you'll pick up a knee. And when you pick up that knee, if the bar moves up, so if my hands are in, and that bar moves up and forces my elbows to bend or my shoulders to shrug, then I need to widen that grip. If that bar is way up on my stomach, I need to narrow that grip. So what I'm looking for is that there's a little nook that's created when I pick my knee up. And that's where I want that bar to sit, is right in that nook. So once you find where your arms can be completely locked out and you can pick up that knee and that bar doesn't move, that's where your hand position is going to be. The other thing is that your feet are going to be about underneath your hips. Biggest thing is I don't want them any narrower than underneath the hips. If you need to go a little bit wider, that's fine, but they need to at least be as wide as your hips. You're also going to duck your toes out a little bit. So I don't want to see straight toes. I just want those toes ducked out, and I want you to get in the habit of ducking those toes out a little bit. Somebody from a mobility standpoint will tell you that's wrong, but we're not doing this for mobility. So, so feet are underneath the hips, toes are ducked out slightly, hands are in a wide grip. That bar starts from the ground. If you're using just a bar with no weight on it, with none of the like round, big bumper plate weights, then the bar is going to start from mid-shin. And then you're going to stand up, snap your hips, and you're going to catch that bar at the bottom of your overhead squat. So what that looks like kind of from an angle or the side to here. So if you can see, I caught that bar with my arms locked out. That's really important. What we don't want to do is catch that bar with our arms bent and our feet kind of narrow and our knees coming in. So we want to make sure those arms are locked out. We're in a good squat position. So, and we get as low as we possibly can. What we can do is, if we're not comfortable going straight from the ground to the overhead squat, then we can go to a power snatch and then try to get as deep into that overhead squat as possible. Sorry, my shirt's falling down and bugs are biting the shit out of me. So, feet are still in the same position. Bar's still in the same position on the floor. Power, squat. So that's a really good option for those of you that are new to this movement. And it's just gonna allow you to kind of get the feel of kind of catching that bar overhead, and then it's gonna allow you to kind of get used to squatting with that bar overhead. So what we're looking for, just some pointers for you to think about. Biggest things: back tight, bar close. That's the two things I want you to focus on. Back tight, bar close. If you can get that bar from the ground to overhead doing those two things, then you've efficiently done a snatch and you've safely done a snatch. What we don't want to see is this bar going out. So keep this bar, once that bar hits your hips, those elbows go out, and then it's a turnover. It's not a kettlebell swing. So we don't want to bring that bar out and around. We bring it straight up that body. All you need to think about is keeping that bar close. As far as keeping it close on the way up, I just want you to think about sliding it up your thigh. So I want you to try to, once that bar is above your knee, it should be in contact with your thigh. So if it's not, then it's not close. So you need to really try to make a conscious effort that once that bar is above your knee, it's in contact with your thigh. Everything else we will work on. So don't overthink everything else. Don't overthink the footwork. Don't overthink anything else. All right. If there's any questions, let me know. I think I covered pretty much all of it. If you are establishing a 1 rep max and you already have a 1 rep max, then just a suggested warm up for this is no more than 3. No, don't warm up with any more than 3 reps at a time. So maybe do some reps with a barbell, and then do maybe 3 at like 50%, 3 at 60%, 2 at 70%, 2 at 80%, 1 at 90%, 1 at 95%, and then go for that 1 rep max. But keep the reps low and warm up pretty quickly, and just find that 1 rep max. So there's no need, don't do a whole bunch of repetitions. Don't sit there for 20 minutes fucking around with it. Just get it done, find out a new 1 rep max and move on. Try to not do this after a workout. I actually would prefer for you to come to class without a 1 rep max than do this after a workout. Your number would pretty much be useless. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm really excited about Monday. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a lot of fun, and I will see you guys then. Bye.